What is going on, guys? Back at it again with some more Donny Cage talk. We got a special guest tonight, so we'll go ahead and introduce him first, and we'll go ahead and get started.
What's up?
Evan?
Mr. Donny hates. That's all I gotta say. But my opinion has changed.
All right, next we got the class clown of them all.
On and on and on. Yeah, yo, hey, yeah. What's going on?
Oh man, you're a fool for that one.
Yeah. It's finally the day. It's the day. It's the W, boys. It's the W day.
The
crossover. Yeah. Super excited, super pumped. Now we can actually, be upfront about stuff instead of being like, well, this kind of guy, the one with the hammer. Yeah, we don't have to be like that anymore. We can just say it. So it's very exciting, very, very I don't know how to say it, burden relieving that now we don't have to sit there and hint around the bushes.
You like beating around the bush, don't I?
Yes, son.
Next up, we got my miniature twin, KM.
What's good, y'all? What's good? Let's get started with another good Sunday.
Is that what we're doing?
Bam.
Bam, what's that? Is that the Meta Mafia or I'm sorry.
That's the Toys R Us Superman #1 exclusive.
Oh my goodness.
With the Kool-Aid Man in the back.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid Man makes a special guest appearance.
I keep on forgetting about Jay's video.
That's why we can't have nice things, folks.
I'm just going over some notes, you know how we do.
You know. All right. So next up we got up is my boy Jay.
What up? Thank you for letting me be here again.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to talking about the crossover.
What's that?
It's going to be so much fun. I've been looking forward to this episode for a while.
Me too. Appreciate
Thank you for having me.
All right, we got. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. That was a joke.
Dun-dun.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it. That's right, it's metaphorical.
That's right. It's your boy, Metaphorical, the world's worst, the evil overlord. Let's get it.
All right. Yeah, with that being said, we got a newcomer. Yeah, I don't think he's been on the show before, so let's welcome Collector Dan.
What up, comic fam? Collector's Dan here, ready for some good talk and some crossover stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. The next person who says they hate Donny Cates, I get to drop kick them.
Dang. All right. So I just want to say what's up to ME. What's going on, man? Yeah, that power has been pretty crazy with that win, man. It's insane.
Goyle said it. Hit a meta.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about crossover. You know it. We've been specking on this book for the last month and a half, man. It's the time is finally here.
Oh, is this not the Pokemon Furry Fuzzy Toy Stuffed Animal Club?
Just kicking.
Bruh, I'm about to.
All day.
There's going to be a substitution.
Sending him the links. That's
In
all
the-
I want to know.
I think he's in the group chat. I don't
It's
know.
AM. It's AM.
Anyways, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the first newcomers of the group. Let's get your opinion on crossover, my boy.
I'm
Evan.
actually going over it now, and
Are we going? We'll skip you real quick. We got
Yeah.
collectors. Then, what you think, my friend? Give me your thoughts.
He's dead.
Dope. I like the input, bro.
Oh my god.
I don't think he predicted that I click on him so quickly.
Either he went to the restroom or he probably went to go change an outfit. He'll be
He went to
right
go
back.
poop.
I
went to
bet
change
you
an
it's an
outfit.
outfit. I bet you it's an outfit.
Outfit change.
He's
Hey,
probably,
honey?
he's, prob-
It's probably both. Maybe
you
he
can't
pooped
end
on
it
his whole
without
outfit and he
anything?
had to
What-
change it.
he's
With
probably
that being
Okay, I'm
said,
telling him now.
we gonna get the class clown out of the way, man. What you think of crossover?
he's probably sitting there like trying to change into the girl's outfit on the front or the guy's outfit. Like he's trying to sit there and change into what they're wearing. When we come back, he's gonna be in the pose. Yeah, I think it was super awesome. I think not only was it super awesome, but it was super refreshing. Because I think after a while, even though Venom and Thor, it's like Silver Surfer Black and that stuff, even though it's really cool, like a Tomahawk, even though it's really cool, like after a little bit, like it does, like you're just reading the same story, and there's not too much texture as far as what's compared to in crossover. Where like if you were to compare crossover in like God Country. God Country would be like New York style cheesecake, but like as soon as you sit there and you get into like crossover, now you're like chocolate chip, drizzled white chocolate fudge, just like all the pizzazz on there. I think it's a nice change, it's not a lot of the same old as it was in some of the other books that he's done, but I definitely think it is going to be. I definitely think so far it's probably gonna it's his biggest book, in my opinion.
Not bad, not
Right.
bad. Just want to give a shout out to Justin Jordan. What's going on, man? And then we also got Popeye in the house. Glad to see you guys come jump over, man. Anyone else out there gonna drop a comment and we'll shout you out. Justin, we'll get to your question. I promise. And then KM, what you think?
Justin, Superman isn't the person that made the bubble, but we'll go over the reasons for Spawn 10.
What's your insight? What's your thought about crossover?
Wait, what was Justin's question? That was Justin's question about Superman.
No, Justin's question was go ahead and pop it up on the screen. Why do you guys think Spawn 10 is connected? Legit reasons only.
If you go back to any of our previous videos where we've talked about it, it's great. But we'll revisit it, we'll retouch it, we'll show you pages, we'll go through the whole thing, and
He'll retouch it. He likes to touch it.
We'll get there.
Perfect. Yeah, because that's what exactly. I mean, this is what we're all hinting on today. Is what we were connecting with issue 10. No, we don't have an actual connection with issue 10, Justin. It's our spec that this might be a connection with issue 10. It leans a lot towards it, like unfinished business during the 90s that is being completed now. You know what I mean? Like, so it kind of like feels like this book is.
Well, first off, Justin, the Spawn number 10, the title of the book is Crossing Over.
Called Crossing Over.
Okay,
Yep.
and then
Superman makes an appearance in Image Comics, which is already on the CGC slab, and it's acknowledged in the comic book price guide.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the big connection with that. Yeah, my thing is this is what I mean. Of course, you're not gonna get everything on book one, but you see that how that kind of looks like Superman, and then it goes with the beam, but that's not
Well, if you guys don't care, this is gonna be a spoiler show, obviously. So go to the
Yeah.
last. Let's go to the last.
So
thing.
I think these are just little images, and you're not gonna get the whole shebang in issue number 1. But this is what we think is leading to, Justin. They wouldn't just throw an S on it, so I think they might really get to throw Superman in this.
And he's already been in Image Comics before, so. And if you go to the first panels, he's mentioned by name, Superman. So I mean,
That's exactly because
he's in the beginning of the book and the end of the book. So I think it's so big that people are refusing to accept it as Superman. Like, they don't want to accept it. That he's going to be in Image Comics. But it's happening. And it's already happened before. So, like, hold on. I'm going to pull up.
Any more insights that you want to go ahead and drop on us, KM?
no, I'll find that part where it says Superman right here.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like page 2 or 3 or something like that.
What's going on,
see,
Dave?
right here.
Whoops. Hold on, switch.
So, see that part where it says or Superman, but I wasn't trying to lose this other part there I was on. And then this part right here, this is when I'm still keeping hope on it. Where was it? See this part right here? If you guys want to read that part.
I'm saying they literally mentioned his name in the beginning of the book.
That my bad. That other square right here. So it says, according to the ground reports and footage, almost every fictional comic book character you have ever heard has been cited amidst the chaos. And if we already put Superman by name, and the reporters, you know what I'm saying, in the book are saying
every comic book hero that you have ever read about is in the chaos. So,
and you get that at the end. And then these are the 3 circles right here.
And then she asks him, she says, well, who's the person that brought you out? And she's like, well, I don't know his name, but I can draw a picture of him.
Just want to give a shout out to my boy Kevin.
Let's share my screen.
I mean, whoops, wrong person. I don't see a screen for you.
All right, hold on a second.
Digital Senpai, what's going on, man? He said, I didn't even know that his name was mentioned.
All right, now let's follow up with.
Check this out, guys. Before you go to Meta, and then this is what I was just talking to you guys. Right quick. Remember, I was trying to tell you guys about that right there.
The 3 circles.
The 3 circles.
Just see how this stuff is finishing, guys. This is what we're trying to allude to.
Could it be a coincidence?
There's some stuff going on, probably.
And on the cover, too. Ooh. Isn't in Rise of the New God when they it's the end of the DC universe kind of thing?
That's exactly what I was alluding to. So in Perpetua and all that's going on in this, and it's the big. I think it's one of the big explosions that leads into this.
All right, so let's share my screen real quick. All right, so Justin, this is Spawn issue number 10. This is page number 8. So,
yeah, you know, Meta's back at it again with shenanigans.
Yeah. Oh,
the sexy time up here. That's for later.
Whoa!
All right, so we got.
Where's your Pornhub?
And then when you go back to Spawn 10, you have DC and Marvel characters in a prison. Now, if you go look at crossover number 2, the byline for crossover number 2, it talks about super prisons. And then in Spawn 10, you have a bunch of the superheroes literally in prison and in jail. You got like who we got Flash, we got the Thing, Dr. Octopus, We got Joker, Shang-Chi. We got the Spider-Man, Superman, Juggernaut, Doctor Doom, Venom,
Kool-Aid Man.
Wolverine, Cap, Electro, Quicksilver, Wonder Woman, Batman, Shazam, Hulk. I mean, that right there. And then, like I'm saying, is it all coincidence that this name of this book is called Crossing Over? Justin. So beyond that, is it a coincidence that?
Oh, and not to mention all the re-releases they've been doing for Spawn 10 with the Afghans.
I'm asking them, is it
We ain't even there
a
yet.
coincidence that DC and Marvel characters appear in an image book called Crossing Over that is literally the first appearance of Superman, and Superman also appears in both. Look, if you look right here, he doesn't just appear with his arm hanging out. I'm gonna show you with him literally appearing in Spawn.
What year did that come out, Meta?
This came out in, I want to say, 93 or something like that.
92, I think.
92 maybe.
Imagine that.
92.
Now,
Can you go back to that?
That's
hold on a
Superman
second.
right there.
Now here is Superman. That's clearly Superman. Now you're going to tell me that that's not Superman, Justin. That's
The hair.
That's Superman.
Look at the hair.
They even say, look, and then a long voice filled, and they said, my planet exploded, and I was sent to Earth as an infant. Whose story is that? I don't know. Maybe Superman. And then he's like, they call him the one, he who comes first. Right here, the voice of he who comes first. Now, who is the first comic book character? Superman. All right, so then you keep going.
Did you read that little panel right there where it says
Yeah, I'm
my
about to
planet
go back.
exploded and I was sent there as a
And here
child?
he is in prison.
What's going on, Lisa Noble?
So then here he is in prison. So that's not Superman either, I guess. But even though CGC acknowledges that this is Superman. And now he's again in Crossover, another image book. So it's not impossible for him to be in an image book if he's already been in an image book. Like, I don't understand why people think it's so impossible for Superman to be in an image book when he's already in it and CGC acknowledges it. So with that being said, let's go back and read that panel real quick. It's on page 9. Uh-oh, she's getting it right now.
You know those suggestions are made from your search history, I'm just saying.
Oh, that's look. You know how these sites are, dude. We got
No.
wait, not that one. You were talking about when he's out right here. It says the whole panel is, and then a lone voice, a voice filled with hope, which is the exact same thing they say in Crossover. They talk about how Crossover is a story about hope. And he's like, and with great caring, strong and noble, the voice of he who came first. And they're like, my planet exploded and I was sent to Earth as an infant. The voice is calm. It's up to you, Spawn. It's now or never. My power is yours, Spawn. Take it. In my mind, he winks at me and flashes a broad smile. Beneath my mask, I smile back and nod silently. I think that when in this little event right here is what created Crossover. So like when he went cosmic or whatever, and he's talking about their power flows into me, surging through every limb. My power, which I had thought to be unlimited, and it's like, I am not Spawn. It's nothing compared to this. And he's like, my arms and earths. My arms are the earth and the stars and the planets and all the galaxies that ever were or will be. They swing forward easily, all the power now concentrated in the tips of my fingers. And then he's like, I strike, no effect. None. And then he's talking about how this is the violator and it's not the violator. And then the most important part is when you go right here after when he says, they go back to Superman and he's like, Doomsday, there is no fear in his voice. no despair. It's a statement, a simple statement of fact. And then all is quiet. The silence is deafening. The silence is agony. And then basically they go back to crossing over again. And then they re-release this now. Not even 2 weeks before they came out crossover.
Justin Jordan said, Superman who laughs.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude, it's Superman in Spawn issue 10. CGC says it's Superman as well, so I'm inclined to believe they aren't just making up shit. And it's acknowledged in the price guide. Well, I don't think that they're crazy either.
Yeah, Justin Jordan, honest to God, man, I'm looking on eBay right now at Spawn 10 CGC, and it says clearly on the blue label, Superman appearance.
So
They clearly acknowledge it's Superman. Just FYI.
Yeah,
clearly Superman. CGC says Superman.
Can you go all the way back to the title, Meta?
What's up?
Can you go all the way back to the title?
Yeah, we go, and then we'll go all the way back to the title as well to show you. Like, if you look at the title, all this is coincidence. That this is the name of the book is Crossing Over. Crossover, crossing over. Yeah, that's a coincidence as well. Superman appearing in both issues. That's a coincidence. Like, I don't believe in coincidence. So
change that. Popeye, we're referencing to Spawn 10.
Justin Jordan, it's not only CGC that says that Superman makes an appearance.
Yeah, it's not, but it's
issue
quite
10,
places.
Popeye 310.
It's obvious it's Superman.
Boss calls. What's going on?
I'm just saying, hey, look, it's Superman.
Who's watching cartoon porn?
They're very clear that when they say that his planet exploded and he came here, he who came first. They're not being ambiguous on who that person is.
No. And even in crossover, the first page,
the first panels they mention Superman's literal name.
Yeah.
And then go one more over.
Go over what?
Go to the cover.
Oh, he's gonna reference to Cerebus.
That's my stretch. I don't really think so, but you see those. I think that those three circles he has. There's an idea to that, and I just think that Donny Cates knows how to go back to history and connect shit. You know what I mean? I mean, it's weird how most of the things that you see on images and stuff like that go back to this issue. There's three circles crossing over the title. You see Superman in there.
No, Justin, I'm agreeing. I already said if you watched our other spec videos, I said that any of these characters here, they're not. It's going to be their first appearance because it's not the same universe.
It's a different
universe
type of universe. They're going to look.
Yeah,
different.
they talk about it in the other books, the Omniverse and all that.
So we're on the. Of course,
but that's what we were talking about. Okay, so you said the Omniverse. In the Omniverse, all the universes are in everything. The Omniverse, right? Marvel, DC's, Image, yada yada yada, right, etc. You call it, you name it, it's in the Omniverse. That dude just showed up in DC Comics.
Yup, facts. With the book. Book that has 3 dots on it.
Chronological.
I was saying it was the Cosmic
Chronicler.
The
Chronicler or whatever.
It's the Chronicler. The first appearance of the Chronicler is on the
Rise of the New God.
The Rise of the New Gods.
And he has a book in his hand with 3 dots on it.
Omniverse.
So
he looks like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I'm saying, all these things being coincidence. If it was just a couple of them, but there's no way. Just like if you let's go look at Thor #2, because Thor #2 has a page from it where it's
Look
DC.
at this guy.
I mean, look, 3 dots on him, 3 dots on the chest.
Evan.
That's coincidence.
Look at that.
Hey, when you get a
I even
chance,
got some thoughts.
share me.
It's not more obvious.
Yeah. So we got.
That's what I'm saying. It's not boom in your face, but like I'm saying, is it coincidence that Cerebus also has 3 dots on his chest? Like,
No, he's gonna reference to Wikipedia real quick. No, or no?
So
Fandom.
this is Spawn 10, Volume 1, Spawn 10. Image Comics fandom, right here. Featured character Spawn, supporting character Cerebus, villains the Violator, other characters, and then it says right here DC characters: Superman, Flash's arm, Captain Marvel's arm, Batman's arm, Wonder Woman's arm, Joker's arm, Green Lantern's arm. It says it right here. This is on Image. Juggernaut's
Juggernaut.
arm, Thing's arm, Spider-Man's arm, Venom's arm, Doc Ock's arm, Thor's arm, Wolverine's arm, Captain America's arm. I mean, it's all right
boom.
there.
And scroll down. The dimensional lance, like the lance that Spawn has in there, allows him to go between dimensions.
Yeah.
And
So,
that is straight from the girl from Spawn 9. What's her name?
Angela.
Thank you, Angela.
And it, like I'm saying, and then it even crosses over like that because now that's a crossover back into Marvel with Angela. So like, and that's what connects the whole thing. The thread. This is what I try to explain to the group that connects them all is death. You have basically the forces of light versus the forces of dark. So like Thor is basically Thor versus like his sister and their squad because his sister is like the goddess of death, and then she has Null and all these dark beings that are basically like Black Winter is part of this dark side of the universe. So like that's the thread. Null basically is darkness.
And there's the force of light that is going to show up in the Web of Wraith that showed up in the Web of Wraith number 1. Web of Venom Wraith, I think. The one shot. Wraith, yes, sir. Yeah, there's the appearance of the one because he referenced if Null was darkness, I am the light. I am his opposite. So you got Donny Cates writing that on Venom. You got him referencing the stuff on Thor with DC, and we have a feeling that Snyder is doing his thing on DC because he's also going to come over to crossover, and Tynion has been working with Snyder for years. We're just adding it all up, Justin. Like these guys are putting together a big old awesome plot, and we're just trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah, like Scott, Case came out and said that Scott Snyder is for sure writing. It's guest writing with him on crossover.
Yes,
so
100%.
That's 100% confirmed. Now, why would it?
And why would he be messing up the multiverse in DC?
Yeah, because he is. They're doing it. They're breaking both of the universes. Basically, that's what the whole. That's why people haven't been able to understand. Well, I'm saying that's why people haven't been able to understand all these Easter eggs that Donny Cates has been laying because he's basically trying to destroy the Marvel universe so that they can.
So who's on the screen right now?
That's me. Let me read this. This is me.
J1, when you're done with that, go back to Thor 6 so you can show people the tomahawk and the stuff.
So it says right here on this, right? While in a strange world, Spawn encounters imprisoned heroes, faces a mockery of blind justice in the form of Violator, and glimpses a dreamlike scenario of happiness for him in Wanda, Wink Wink's Meta Cyan. He witnesses captured heroes who plead to take their power. They reach out from a prison with men tied and bound with a rope of burlap sacks covering the faces. Cerebus explains that these are comic creators who have sold the rights to their creations and now are held powerless.
And then, like I'm saying, if you go read, I haven't read 2 yet, but if you go read the byline, right, for crossover number 2, it talks about super prisons. So, like, is it coincidence that right here in this issue, as he just read, it's referencing them being all in prison, and then issue 2, after they just showed Superman at the end of crossover number 1, the last time you see him, he was in prison, and he says Doomsday. He's in a prison in Spawn 10. He's literally in a prison. So,
all right, so go back to whoever had the Thor 2. I wanted to share. This is one of the things that I found recently.
Pop me up, AM.
I got you. Justin's question was, so does King in Black
Next two,
King in
yes.
Black going to be in connection?
Yeah,
Most
I
likely.
believe so, yes. I think it's going
Most
to be the
likely, yeah.
culmination. I think it's going to be the culmination of the Marvel side of like the ties together Venom, Thor, and everything he's did on Marvel side.
Well, think about it. If he has to, if Perpetua is messing up the DC multiverse, there has to be a character that messes up the Marvel universe, and I think Thanos would have been too much of a everybody uses Thanos all the time to do that, and he killed Galactus in the Thor run, so you know that Null is something that's about to happen. Here it is, guys. This is what Meta was referencing because in the back of the book of Crossover One, it
Yeah,
gives you
go
a
back.
sneak
Show
peek.
him again. The same thing. Hands outside of bars in a prison, right? Thank you.
And this is at the end of issue 1, guys. So it's a sneak peek to issue number 2.
Now you're getting the
And
same.
and you have, I guess, the humans are watching the heroes or the villains that are locked up, either or.
So who do we think those hands are?
We don't know yet.
Kool-Aid Man.
There
But
she is.
It's not a coincidence, dude.
And that
I think it's
we are going to
Marvel.
get that in issue number 2, though, Meta. So you are confirming it. It's going to be on issue 2.
I said I didn't even have to see that
where,
though.
where people get arrested.
How I knew is because, like I'm saying, in the byline it says super prison. So before I never even had to see that to know that they was going to be in issue 2. They literally said it in the byline.
Can we hear from our Donny hater?
Justin, yeah, no, like I'm saying, was before he's just the darkness, the void.
All right. So, what's your opinion on
This is one of the best books I've ever read.
What's on 10?
Hold on, second.
It's
best.
a great book, man. Is
I
it
will
not?
say that. Second best book I ever read. It combines people, our world, so well with the comic universe. It's just out of this world, but in the world at the same time.
Wait, say it again, though, because that's exactly what Crossover's doing in issue number 1.
It just ties in with the world so nicely. It feels like you're almost there, like you're almost in the book, if you understand what I mean.
This isn't something that Donny Cates normally writes. This is him thinking outside of the box. That's where most people fail to realize that he's thinking outside of the box on this book. This is not his typical work.
Roddy Rich?
And this is coming from someone that Evan is not a Donny Cates fan. Evan does not like Donny Cates' work.
I don't know about now.
For him to say,
yeah,
for him to say that this is at least the second best book he has read, that should give you guys some type of insight.
I'm gonna tell you this too. This is
but
that's
the McFarlane book, though, Mike.
What? I wasn't talking about Swanton. I'm talking about Crossover.
No, he was talking.
He was
Hey,
talking
share
about
my screen
Swanton.
again. Share my screen again. I'm about to drop some more bombs.
No.
All right. So guys, more bombs
what?
coming in your way.
Wait, what about it?
All right. So, but guys, this is Thor number 2. Okay, this is page 3. So now here we go back with this thread again. It's like, what will you do when the end comes? Because this to me, this Black Winter scene right here, like this is part of when crossover is happening. I think that this is the event of crossover impacting their world. So like right here, when you go look right here, you say your gods will arrive, and who's the first person that you see in Thor number 2? Yet again, Superman.
Exactly. That was where Cat 60 referenced the building.
It's the same one it's in the first event in the panels and crossover. So okay, so that's page. There you go. You got page. That's on page 4, and then the second panel is basically all DC characters: a sun god, a god of Emerald Light, which is Green Lantern, a god of Dark, perhaps. They got and a god of the ocean, of speed, and of strength. So they're talking about
like Flash.
Yeah,
That's
Flash.
the
What's his name? Aquaman.
That is dropping nudes in here.
That's
man, oh man.
That's now. This is story number 2, also written by Cates, page 4. And so this is basically what's happening at the end. Like the DC New Gods. This is what's happening right here when they're talking about Black Winter and this shit, and that
All
he's
right,
coming.
Justin, have a good night, man.
Now, when you go back out of here and we go to so you said Thor 6, right? What's the next one we got to look at? I think.
What's going on?
What?
I just had to switch it real quick.
He said it was booty up there.
Oh yeah, copyright.
No, it was just booty. It was booty shaking everywhere.
You guys even got the den picking this up and loving it.
All right, so we're gonna go to Thor, issue 6.
You ready?
No, not yet. Hold on. I'm getting the.
Yeah, we
I don't want you to be seeing no more booties.
I just want to
No
say
more
I
booty
enjoyed
in
this
this
story.
You
I'm a
enjoyed
fan of
it?
Donny Cates. So this story, I went into it kind of with, not
Open
really thinking I was gonna like it as much as I did. But the way he writes, I'm telling you, it's like poetry, man. Like just this
Some
book is.
Shakespeare up in the piece.
I love it.
Hold on. Now I gotta go find. Is
And
it
there's been
6?
so much
Are you sure it's 6?
speculation.
Was it 5?
I think it might be 5. Hold on. I'm going and looking. Yeah. Oh no, wait. It is 6.
It's 6. Okay.
Nope. You're right. It's.
Wait, are you talking about the?
I'm talking about a tomahawk and shit. Yeah,
That's issue 7.
And she
7.
looks like Miss Marvel to me.
All right, so we got 7 up now. I'm about to start clicking through it.
Superman.
And then if you even look there, dude, on the thing of issue 7, right? If you go back a page, look, it's the same thing. It's like a bunch of superheroes all.
Oh no, I got you. I took you down, put you up. No.
Kind of like
Look,
that jail scene with the hands.
Yeah, if you look at the cover, it's still doing another shout out back to like a bunch of superheroes. Now, if you go in, we're gonna go to when they meet Beta Ray right here. Keep going. All right, so when they start walking, dude, where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. They're going right here. All right, guys. So right here on the side, if you guys look here on the side, on the right-hand side, you have Tomahawk and the God Country sword leaning up against the wall. So if you look on let me count the beams real quick, and then it is 1, 2, third beam in on the right. So you have both the God Country sword and the Tomahawk right next to it. All right, Justin Jordan. So that's big. I think that, and if you go to God Country, there's a similar event that happens in God Country, a Tomahawk. It's basically like a big explosion. So that's the thing that ties together all the events in Venom, Thor, in God Country, Redneck, a Tomahawk. It's all a massive explosion that basically rips the dimension.
And I kind of like how that kind of looks like Galactus over there too. Just saying.
So
I see it.
you can clearly tell that's the God Country sword against a Tomahawk. And then if you go in a Tomahawk, Cosmic Ghost Riders in there. So you have that. And if you go in God Country, basically the event that happens at the end of the God Country run. Go looking like God Country 5, and spawns on the cover of God Country 5 for no reason. He doesn't appear anywhere in fucking God Country, but randomly they just decided to put Spawn on one of the covers, in the cover that in which this event happens that we're talking about with this wand or whatever. That when I think that when Spawn, since he's like the god, quote unquote, of the Image universe, whenever that event happened, when he called out to all the comic book heroes' power and got their power, it created some kind of rift, in like interdimensional rift, and connected him to all the comic book universe, if it makes sense, through will. And then he basically brought all the, so like that event basically created like the Omniverse. And that ever since then, this has been the evolution of that, meaning between that issue and Perpetua, and them coming out with this Omniverse book in the New Gods. That's like the culmination, and it's not a coincidence that New Gods came out right when Crossover did, so that they can do them in like parallel.
Here you go, Mike. Throw me up real quick, just so I can show this to Nick. Oh, wait, not my screen. Me.
Yeah, so put them up big so they can see that.
This is God Country 5. This was a variant for it, and you can clearly see that that is Spawn right there.
With the God Country
100%.
story.
Isn't that an
Exactly.
homage?
Well, it is.
I'm pretty sure that's an homage to an actual earlier Spawn issue.
Well,
It is.
it is to a certain degree.
And Cat 60 is the one who would normally show the next step.
Yeah, and I haven't read that issue yet, so they're more likely. I think it's Spawn 289.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna look
I
it
think
up.
you're
Make
it's
sure.
either 289 or 285. I can't remember which. But this right here is that Spawn right there in God Country with the sword, and man, it's all connecting. It's all connecting. There's this variant, and then there is. I'll show it.
I think it was a Fan Expo variant. Yeah, I gotta get Cat 60.
Of course, I didn't have it out, so of course I wouldn't have it handy. But there's that one, and then you've got this one here, which is the Savage Dragon variant for number 2.
And then, like I'm saying, now ask yourself: is it a coincidence that Crossover comes out after these books, and then in each of the God Country books, he throws a shout out to some of the characters that are mentioned in Crossover, like Savage Dragon is mentioned in Crossover.
100%.
So, like you got to go back looking at these books with the Crossover like lens on to even understand. Otherwise, you would have just not understood why these variants even came out back then.
Exactly. It's like he's been planning this thing for freaking years, and was just waiting for him to have enough hype and enough built up
until now
to do this.
Wait! Did they just say is that foiled?
All right, Justin.
I swear I heard someone ask, "Is that foiled?"
No,
I'm not sure.
Oh
But
crap!
go to somebody else.
You're tripping.
Hey, AM, throw me up.
You're kind of heavy.
Yeah, he kind of references it right here, Jay.
Exactly, man.
So if you guys want to see that right there, bam.
something.
So you know what I'm saying? If you want to read this little part right there, it said, "I wanted to make something that captured the excitement I felt at 11 years old, rabid and huddled in my room reading dog-eared copies of Youngblood and Wildcats and Spawn and Savage Dragon.
How old is
Then
he?
it,
He's like my age, bro.
dude, he's probably
our
in his
age, right?
40s
Yeah, he's like
or
40.
mid 30s.
No, I think he's like 40.
Now I really want to know.
Let's go look.
I'm googling.
And see, in short, I wanted to make something big and bombastic,
36.
also small and intimate, and connected to a larger, almost infinite world filled with shocking guest stars. That man, I'm still pinching myself that we got to play with. I'm
That's what I'm
telling you.
saying. Like,
Wait, sorry,
think
guys.
about what he's saying when he says that shit. Listen to what he's saying. He's saying that he can't even believe that he's able to do what he's doing. So of course we ain't gonna be able to believe it.
Yep. And I wanted to make crossover, and now all these years later, here it is. It's weird and it's insane, and honestly, I have no earthly idea if this book is going to work or not. I'm just so damn happy I'm still here to try.
And you,
Donny Cage, Austin, Texas. I'm telling you, man, this shit is gonna be real, man.
and you want to know why he said that he doesn't even know if it's gonna work, because it's so hard. Like, think about what he's trying to do. He's basically trying to turn all of comics into like one story. That's fucking hard to do. Somehow pull the best threads from everywhere and bring them into like one master dish. He wants to take like all the best ingredients and make like an all-star gourmet dish. So I think like we already know Donny Cates is the guy when it comes to dropping surprises. I mean, look at just the shit that he's dropped on us in the last like 2 years. Like, let's be honest. Look at what just happened in Thor with Thanos showing up with the fucking Mjolnir with the fucking Infinity Stones and shit in it. So it's like it's crazy. And like, there's nowhere when you go look at any of this shit that it don't tie together. Like, the Tomahawk ties to Cosmic Ghost Rider. God Country ties to Thor, Venom, crossover, and all of the other ones. Crossover connects to all the books. Spawn connects to crossover, and God Country.
And now here's my question though on this. So since the little girl popped out of the comic book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we acknowledge that, and then you can see that the people are running frantically away because they see it's a like they've been so much like BS going on in that part of Colorado.
Well, you got to think a city, a whole state, Colorado, has been enveloped in like superheroism.
But this is this is exactly what I kind of liked about this book. You know how comic books don't show you the other side of what's going on. You know, like, you know, they just show you the heroes battling and whatnot and all this stuff. Like, you can literally see like the blood. If you would really see a battle, you know, look at the rocks like falling into the people. Like, it's realistic.
Yeah, they're basically. And
this is what really would happen if you had dudes duking it out on top of you with some massive
power.
Force. Yeah, and power. That this is exactly what's happening. Dudes are getting killed on the streets, and by that point, it's not even heroism anymore, right? I mean, if you're over here battling it out and you're killing people.
Well, I think he's turning the whole notion of heroes, like I'm saying, on their head, because
and you see how your boy calls her a traitor, and then throws the beer bottle at her, because you know she's human.
Because she's dressed like a superhero,
and she's still supporting the superhero cause. So it's
No.
something.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, what were you doing? What were you gonna say?
Doesn't it say something about her parents being stuck or?
Yeah, like we still don't know if she is.
Yes, from the comic book man.
She could be.
No, she doesn't have dots, fool. Like
But
even
she
the people
could be-
tell
Well,
you.
no,
Like,
it says she could be hiding them because it said something about her that her parents are still on the other side, or
they
So
can
is
be,
that what
dude.
that
If they forced the force field bubble, and there was a force field bubble, and the people that were in the force field got stuck, they can't come out. Just like the people that are battling in there.
she looks like Miss Marvel to me.
You give me?
I think that there's some importance to her, but I'm not sure if she's a fake yet. So, like, that's still to be. That's the part I haven't unlocked yet. Is that she could. There's two directions with her. She could either be a fake that's been out so long that you can't tell she doesn't have her dots and shit anymore, or she was one that crossed over initially, like right when the event happened, so she might not look like a fake.
Or
Well,
she's
as
hiding
soon as-
them.
Be a real person.
the only one that goes to her aid is her. So you do bring a point on that one. She does go to her aid, and she is the only one that helps her out.
She could be hiding them.
Well, like I'm
But
saying,
I mean that
she could be,
the comic book got burned down, bro. So I mean, at least you see.
she's the only one that doesn't react like weirdly to that girl. Like she's the only one that acts like it's natural to see her.
You guys want to know what I just noticed?
What?
Is the detail that Franny had put in the crossover cover. I've looked at this cover so many times, but you see how she did the kind of like the background of where Elle and the little girl are, how the dots in the beam itself. I thought that was really creative because that kind of correlates with how the little girl looks.
Yeah, because she's basically saying that portal that's behind them is the comic book world.
Yeah. So yeah, I never really noticed that. After looking over the cover over and over, and the more that we talk, I just start to notice, and I think that was a very great hidden detail of Franny, and I think she did an amazing job on that.
Yeah, dude, she knocked it out the park.
Yeah, you could see that she put everything in the detail. As soon as you get into the detail, you see the little girl.
Oh my god.
You see Ellie.
The more we talk, the more I just sit back and I notice it's just it makes it so much more better.
J1, I'm keeping all the 9/8s for me. I'm letting you know. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, she knocked it out the park, man. We came up with got good concept, and then she took it home.
Hey,
Nah, beautiful,
ran
man.
with it, man.
I just
Thank you guys for
run with
everything.
I just
Yeah,
had a
we
crazy.
couldn't have did it without you guys in the chat, man. So
Definitely.
So I was looking at the releases and everything for God Country. So God Country #1 was released January 11th, 2011.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Is that the event, the day lines up with the date in God Country.
It is the exact same date that the
Martinez, what's
crossover
going on, my
happened.
friend?
Yes, dude.
I mean, that's the exact same date.
Yes, it's the same day, and it happens in Utah, in God Country.
Barbara, you were
Yes.
just so crazy.
No, not Utah.
Tim just asked who got the Spawn 10. Do not get it from Foil, those Tim. You good? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
I got you.
Nah, Foil has.
I'm probably the only one here who has some to sell.
You have all of ours hostage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been asking you to send
hostage?
mine for like
I have yours pressed and cleaned in the process, so that way they're the mintiest ones
Oh,
possible.
yo, I need
okay?
one too.
Free
Evan-
pressing and cleaning.
I
Hey,
need one.
Evan, by the way, your order should be at your house on Monday, man. So she'll be there tomorrow.
Free pressing and cleaning,
Oh, yo.
mind you. Yeah,
You got me one, right?
yeah. I pulled you one aside.
All right, cool.
I actually just cleaned it today. I have to throw yours on the press
Thank you. So it's
because I'm nice.
Oh yeah,
like-
Tim. You can hit a Foil, but next time we're not gonna talk spec in front of Foil because it seems that he hits eBay like a madman.
Yeah, dude. When I unlocked the spec, he was like, and was just buying them all the fucking
He was
Spawn.
buying them while it was happening.
Tim, we weren't even done with the conversation, bro.
No.
We weren't even done with the conversation, Tim, when this dude had already blown out Spawn
It was
10s.
hilarious.
Yeah, he bought like every copy on eBay.
That was under $2.
Yeah, and then he
tried to
sold
price
them.
gouge, and then he tried to price gouge us at the end of the conversation.
I like that.
He's a real bastard, man.
No,
Never
what I
even got
did,
them.
That's
what
good.
I did was I bought all the cheaper ones, and then they're like, "Dang, I can't find any. That's a good price." And I was like, "No, you can find some that's that's an okay price." But I was like, "You can get a good price for me."
Look, sounding just like the mafia.
That's how business works.
He cornered the market, and then
Hey, let me look up Spawn 10 right now and see what it's at.
It's like
It's
10,
up now.
15.
yeah, it's people are starting to catch on.
I found
it's
one
going
for $3
Hey,
yesterday.
we told people months ago if they would
If you find it for $3,
I found it at the comic shop over here at Players Comics.
oh, he ain't
And
catching
then
up.
but when in San Bernardino, he had it for $10.
Yeah, they're like
Hey,
they're like
no.
$8 to $10 to $15
no
now.
no diss to Comic Tom, but that video he dropped the other day was just wrong.
There's a couple of guys saying that the crossover wasn't what they expected, and
They wrong. I'm just saying.
yeah, I know.
They ain't-
I read it myself, and it's like, I
What
like
comic book? What comic book did you read? If you ain't seeing what we're seeing, and you think that we're just making up
Bluff.
shit, I don't get it. Like I'm proving it with panels, not just my opinion.
I think that's the Cosmic Ghost Rider right there.
Well, like I said, I can go show you Cosmic Ghost Rider and a Tomahawk, like right now.
Same gun.
So if I'm lying, I'm dying.
Oh man.
But hey, they'll catch up sooner or later. Spawn 10 gonna go through the roof. We'll be like, we told you so. You should have got it a long time ago. And we tried to, we tried to get these in people's hands, man, for a while. So
I definitely advise if you
Getting
find a copy for like
copies.
$2, $3 on.
I noticed that not one went up today on auction for our auction.
I was gonna throw one up, but then I sat there and
You-
power
you-
line exploded.
Popeye's
You gotta
asking if you
understand-
press and clean his Spawn 10 foil.
Yeah, I got you, Papa Willie. Or
No,
Popeye.
Popeye.
Whoa.
Popeye.
Whoa.
Who are
I
you
think-
thinking about?
damn.
Whoa.
Damn.
No, because I think Papa Willie got some from me too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think you popped up something else.
Did you press and clean my Spawn 10? Papa, I haven't done yours yet. I have a long list of people who want things pressed and cleaned. So,
That's what
but
she
yeah,
said.
yours is on my
Where's
list.
Cat 60 when we need him?
Cat 60 said there's a storm coming to
Yeah, it's
Florida.
it's gonna hit me.
Well,
there
ask
in a
him
little
when
bit.
the fuck, what issue is that? The Spawn that they swipe for God Country.
Yeah, it's gonna hit me in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, well,
Hey, throw me up, Mike.
Nope.
See, that was pretty smart of Cat 60 because Cat 60 probably took
how
off
you
to
beat
get
me
ready
to
for the
it?
winter. I mean, to the storm, and your ass is over there on the show about
hey,
to get
shout out to
hit.
Cat 60. I mean, not Cat 60, but J1 for scoring us those ash cans.
Oh yeah, thanks. I was glad to find those and share those. So here's the God Country Fives. They did a color and a black and white sketch. These are just the spec books that we found.
Yeah, I got the sketch just because it says God Country on it. So
Right. Then there's the Savage Dragon, and then of course the Spawn 10s.
they do get a variant of the Spawn 10 where it's where the image thing is angled and shit. So
Yeah.
And
And then once you the other big spec book is of course Thor 2, Cosmic
Thor
Ghost
2,
Rider. What's the number one?
Thor 7. You got
What's the Cosmic Ghost Rider one?
you got God Country number 5. You got a Tomahawk. You have Cosmic Ghost Rider. I didn't look through the Cosmic Ghost Riders to find exactly what issue was the right one, so I have to go and do that. And
There's all sorts of them, guys. And I mean,
Rise of the New Gods, Death Metal.
yes, 100% for that one, dude. I mean, and all these, man, all of these, you can clearly see 100% tie-in to this storyline, whether it's being little Easter eggs hidden throughout, or whether it's just straight up, you can clearly see it 100%. This is for real. You know, it's amazing how much stuff is across all these different things that are being tied in.
I can tell you that
It's ridiculous.
I was already a big Donny Cates fan, but like my biggest selling point and my biggest thing why I got behind crossover is because I feel kind of like what Donny Cates said when he said that it made him feel like I would say the crossover #1 and what it's proposing to do is made me the most excited about reading comics than I've ever been reading comics. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Like what Donny Cates said that how it made him feel like when he was reading Savage Dragon and shit. That's how I got when I read crossover, because what it promises to do as far as like in comics has never been really attempted to be done. And if anybody was going to try to do it, like Donny Cates is, I would say, the best writer that's alive right now. I mean, I might be biased, but
I will clearly say he is one of the best.
Look, to do what he's done up until now, and somehow managed to tie all them things together, like cosmic, everything that he's written. What other writer?
You got to give Jeff Shaw all his due too, though, man. And Snyder.
I mean, I ain't knocking them, but what I'm saying is overall, consistently across like the plethora of everything that they've, like their whole body of work. Meaning, what other writer has took everything that they've done and put it into like one giant across every type, like, you know, distributor, meaning like across Image, Marvel, and everything. And like I'm saying, he's basically following in Todd's footsteps.
And he said it outright before that Todd McFarlane was one of his idols as a child.
And if you didn't know, Todd McFarlane is Donny Cates' dad.
Oh my God!
I won't go that far, but he is the CEO of Image Comics, who is doing and hosting crossover. Just saying.
I'm just saying, and I think that like Donnie's the right person to pick the like ball up and run with it from Todd, because I would say Todd's strong suit isn't writing so much as art. So like
carrying the torch.
Yeah, he's taking the best of what, like the seeds that Todd planted with like Spawn 10, and he's creating a whole new, like, he's basically, in my opinion, going to make Image the best distributor of comics, because think about it. Like, you're going to have crossover, right, which is going to have the best from, even if it doesn't directly take a character, the ones that they can't get permission to use by through like licensing or whatever, they'll just hint at them and they'll put them in there just enough that you don't directly say that's who it is, but they'll use a similar mythos, and we all will know who that character is supposed to represent, which is the idea anyway. Like, really, comic books come down to the mythos, not really what attracts us to the characters are the mythos behind the character. That's what we identify with, like their origin. You could put those powers on anyone, and you can't really license powers. So they could take someone's powers and just, play with the idea of what they look like. I mean, that's what you've seen from all the covers that have the superheroes on them that look like super familiar superheroes but aren't them directly. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I really would be disappointed if the book just kind of did turn out with everybody in fake tights. I'm not gonna lie, that's not, after all this build up, that's what I really wouldn't want the route. But I don't see the route going that way. That's my disappointing route.
Well, like I'm saying, based on
I
what
don't
Donny
see it
Cates
going
said,
that way.
Based on what the words that has came out his own mouth, and the research that we've done, I don't see how that could be possible. And I don't think that, like, the fact that we know Todd McFarlane has already got away with it by basically having all those characters' arms appear in there, then at the bare minimum, we know at the bare minimum, we know the characters whose arms that they named out. J1 named out all them different characters. We know at the bare minimum the ones that they name by name on there are on the table for being clearly in crossover because they've already appeared in a fucking Image comic. Now, people can. How are you going to say that it's not possible for it to happen again when it's already? We just showed you that it's real.
Conspiracy.
I mean,
Yeah, even if the title says by hand, you can still notice it's Venom's hand, and that's the web shooter. You can notice that's Juggernaut's hand. You can
that's why it
notice
names all those
everybody.
characters.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Naming them by name.
Which Image has done for years. You know, they can't actively say someone that's not theirs, but they've been doing it for years upon years where they've had to hint around like, hey, it's the one guy in the blue
I'm just
tights
saying,
and
if
the
we're
red
still
cape.
debating on whose hands were outside the jail cell, I don't know how we could call ourselves surrogate comic book people. If we're going to say that wasn't like Juggernaut's hand, that wasn't Superman's hand, that wasn't Wonder Woman's hand, or Dr. Octopus, yes, nor like Spider-Man, you literally
Dr.
see
Octopus doesn't even have hands.
his
oh my god, it was his tentacles
his
foiled.
tentacles, you dope.
But I'm yeah, like you're saying, I'm so stuck on those words where he said Superman, and then that these myths were real and that they came out. So he named Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In the book.
And like I'm saying, not only is he named, but we go back and we say it's Superman. That is how we uncovered all this spec. Remember when we were sitting there talking and we did we got to the end of the last panel and I was like, well, bro, everybody was like, well, is that Superman? Is that Superman? I was like, well, bro, this ain't even the only time that Superman has appeared in Image. And you guys were like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like,
you did see this one though, right? Can you guys can you pop me up, AM, just quickly, and then you can just take me out. I just want to show one thing. I caught this when I was reading it yesterday. I forgot to show you guys. But you can clearly see Invincible Man on her shirt.
Yeah, but Invincible's part of Image.
And you know what I'm saying? So right there, that's what I want to see. I want to see Superman. I want to see Thor. I want to see the real deal. This is what I mean. Do you guys see that, right? That's what we really want. You know?
You're crazy.
Savage Dragon. We want Spawn.
I'm just saying, even if they drew Superman like they did in Spawn 10,
he's right there, big time. Boom.
If they use the characters in the same way that they did in Spawn 10, I'd be on board for fucking crossover. I think that's just the same. I think that, like, for example, if they didn't even make the stories necessarily about Superman in them, if you only seen them in prison and only got hinted at like their arms and legs and seen them and shit, but like you knew who they were, you know that they're there. Will they come out of the prison? Will the prison have something like, who knows? But like, they're definitely in the comic. They literally name Superman by name. They do shit like in the second panel crossover or whatever, the first couple pages in the preview shit that's been available forever. They they say every comic book character that you've ever read about has been sent into chaos. So they're not trying to dance around the fact that that's who these characters are. So they're asking you to use a little bit of your imagination to fucking cross the gap, but I believe that the characters their likenesses will be close enough that you'll clearly know who the character is, which is the point.
Was Thor 6 a spec?
I don't know, but
was that connected?
A lot of the heavy Thor 2 and Thor 6 or 7, whatever the ones we showed, are connected.
All right. I didn't know if Thor 6 was because I have like 20 of those, and I just remembered.
So definitely the Thor's connected because, like I'm saying, I believe that
I can name everybody's hand.
It's the same forces of light versus dark.
Well, we haven't even seen King in Black yet either to see if that's connected.
So, like, the forces of light versus dark, it's the same that's in Spawn. Like, what's Spawn thing? He's literally a hell spawn, right? That is fighting the devil. He's basically, it's the same thing. It's the forces of light versus, like, the forces of dark. So, like, Spawn's just another example of that. Except it's, like, good and evil in his thing. So, they all tie together through the forces of light and the forces of dark.
I don't think Superman's in it.
What's
I'm
up?
going to let you know right now. I don't think Superman is in this book.
In what book?
Crossover.
They
Why?
literally just said it in the first.
Can you?
Well, that's true because they were comparing to Superman. There wasn't. We didn't actually see.
Can you go to page 5?
What about the?
You guys elaborate on this one because
All right.
Yeah, I want to see.
Meta.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Forget about it.
God, which one are you talking about?
Joe.
Just have him
Pull it
share.
up.
What page
Joe.
Page 5.
of crossovers?
Joe. Yes.
Joe.
Joe who?
Joe Mama.
He's not even original. See, damn. Here it is. All right, pulling it up. I'm on page 5. What's up? What do you?
All right. In the second panel, can you zoom in?
Second panel. Where?
Share screen so we know you're on the right page.
All right, hold on a second. Staying alive. All right. This is page 5.
All right. Can you zoom in on that second panel?
I can't zoom in. What's up, though?
All right. Under the picture. See that? All that. The oven mitt, the cone, all that.
Wait, is that Cosmic Ghost Rider on the wall in the picture?
Hold on, let me look and see what's
Look at
up.
that picture. That
Yep.
looks like the guy out of a Tomahawk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is. It is a different Tomahawk. Yeah, that's the dude from a Tomahawk. It's Cosmic Ghost Rider on the wall.
Not
This
only
one-
that,
It's a nice catch.
I think yes, but
Whoa.
I think all the stuff, the gauntlet hand, the oven mitt, there's a cone on there. I think all that is cosplay stuff. And once whatever happens, the people who do cosplay turn into that hero. If you get what I mean. If they're in the cosplay.
Where the heck is the oven mitt?
Look right. You see the light?
The lamp?
Yeah, look to the left of the lamp.
Okay, I see the picture.
There's a head.
Look under the picture. It's like a hand, like an Infinity Gauntlet hand or an oven mitt.
And we can't zoom in on that, right?
Nope.
Damn.
I don't know. It looks like pencils in a fucking
I was gonna say it looks like pencils.
in a
What is
thing. So we got to find out about that. We'll look into that one. We definitely know you did catch this.
And then look there, there's a mask on the third panel. Is that a mask?
No, this is like a teddy bear that's upside down
Rocket Raccoon.
because the room, because the room's blowing up.
Wait,
No, yeah,
stop. Everyone stop. Look at the toy figure. You see what weapon he's holding?
Sword.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This page spoke to me the most.
God Country
Personally.
Sword. I don't know if that's God Country Sword, but I'm just saying it looks awfully similar.
All I'm saying is he did catch the Tomahawk in Ghost Rider. Is basic the dude that, and like I'm saying, is that a coincidence that literally when we went and connected a Tomahawk and fucking Ghost Rider that they're connected, and they're both written by Cates as well?
I think not. If you want to get real technical with this stuff,
But they literally say, I think Superman's going to be in there.
Well, I thought she drew
Because
Superman.
he's already, they name him specifically. They talk about how, like, remember when I said earlier about Hope in Spawn 10? Like, if you read in crossover, they're like, someday after you and I are gone, the human race will leave this world. And when we do, we're going to bring Superman with us. You see, he is permanent and we are not. And they're like, and this is when you're getting the explosion. Stories, myths, legends, they're not fiction. They're like, I'm waiting for it to load.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
go
part
back.
of-
Go
that's
back.
And
the
then-
part that intrigued me.
Meta, go back to that panel you were with the room.
All right, hold on. I want to go to this part though, where it says,
That was the part that intrigued me the most when they talked about that.
right here. Oh, let me go. Another key point I caught is that when they say like it's a virus and they're spreading, well, virus is not owned by Marvel, so it's also possible that virus can make an appearance. So when it says shit like this, on January 11th, which is the day this shit happens in God Country, this is the same date. The skies opened over Colorado, and what can only be described as a superhero summer event exploded into our very real world. According to ground reports and footage, almost every fictional comic book character you have ever heard of, and they put quote unquote fictional because they're no longer fictional in this world. And they're like, have you heard of has been cited among the chaos. And they're like, you name it, from green men with fins on their heads, which are talking about Savage Dragon, to men dressed as bats, we know who that is, Batman, or spiders, or gods with giant hammers. So they're talking about Thor. People have claimed to have seen them in the footage. No one knows how. No one knows why. If it was a comic, it would be the biggest selling, greatest selling comic of all time. It would. This is why it's so crazy that they're doing this shit. And then like they're like, but what if it wasn't a comic book and it was real? And they're like, they literally tell you that Superman, they've mentioned him twice already by name.
I can show you how Superman is going to be there, though.
What page?
Go
Two?
back to the Tomahawk, where we saw the Ghost Rider guy. I think you just missed that one, Evan. Okay, stop right there, my boy. Stop right there. All right, zoom right there. I mean, not zoom, but wait. Who has the curly hair right next to the guy with the You see the two guys on the top?
Yeah.
All right. You see the dude with the curly, with that
Little curl.
little curl. Who has that little curl, my boy?
Superman.
Yeah, watch. You see now?
From Spawn 10.
That's that little Superman curl right there. If you know the old school Superman, that's that little curl. Even I was looking at that Superman right now. I was like, oh shit, it looks like the OG Superman. And even in the new Superman, they still do that little curl.
Like I'm saying, the fact that he is in like the fact that, like I'm saying, when you look at Spawn 10 and he's in prison and that's where they leave him, and then as soon as they talk about introducing Superman, now the hint panels from crossover 1 about crossover number 2 is the same imagery of hands through bars that it was in.
So exactly what you're saying. So look at the panel, right? So if you see Superman right there, if you think that's Superman with the little curl on the top, right? And you see his fingerprints already getting tainted, right? And then after that is the big flash.
Yeah, so it's like, you know that Superman is the first one that comes out because he's the comic that initiated the crossover. Like,
What's up, Honda Jabroni?
if you look, if he's the comic book that's open, the first comic book that's open, then when that rift broke open in this comic, he's the first. These characters would have been the first ones that came out of the rift.
Honda Jabroni.
Oh, what's up, Honda?
So I don't know.
We're going to
on
bring
page,
Superman with us. That's what it
let's
says.
go
right there.
back to page 4.
Yeah, look
We're-
at any Superman image and you'll see the curl on. Hey, just look up Superman, you'll see that curl on them.
Well, I'm just saying, look, we got page 4, and like this is the most important part. It says, "Let me ask you a question. Pay close attention. This will be on the final."
Foiled. This is why you fail test, Foil, because you never pay attention.
And it
bro.
says, now they're telling you, now I don't, this is an accident, they're drawing attention to this. And if you look in this panel, just this panel, you
I'm
have,
watching the girl get in the bath on the side. I'm sorry. Washing the car.
oh, nice. You got Spider-Man. You got, looks like Black Adam, Shazam. You got Spider-Man over here in the corner. Then when you go down, you got Flash. That's clearly Flash with, like, it looks like Magneto or somebody's fucking hand on his throat. And then when you go over here, you got them saying literally, who's more real, us or Superman? And they, like, yet again, they've mentioned him. And why are they just saying Superman? Why didn't they pick whoever the fuck like there's so many superheroes that represent like hope and all this shit. Why did they specifically choose Superman instead of like
They could have kept it with Spawn or
they could
Savage
not
Dragon.
they could have literally chose any like character to base to use as this example, but they chose Superman and because he's the one who came first, just like what Todd said in Spawn 10, they're giving a shout out. They're basically paying homage to Superman and paying him his due by letting him be the first one that it gets crossover. Like, I don't even really like Superman, and it's making me like Superman because I'm like, well, damn, if he's the first one that's gonna be in this book, I'll start buying Superman and shit again.
Dude, Superman is the man. If he wasn't a Boy Scout, you would love him.
My reasoning for not liking Superman is kind of weird. So my reasoning behind not liking Superman is I don't like his mythos and the way that they created Clark Kent.
I think it's kind of weak to say that you put on glasses and then that.
Well, no. Here's the problem that I have with.
You should know that motherfucker's the same guy. J1, if I see you without glasses, Jay, you still J1.
The problem I got. Yo, what's up, Honda Jabroni? So the problem I got with Superman, man, is that the mythos behind Clark Kent is this. Like basically Superman is saying Clark is what he thinks of humans. So like his way of quote unquote disguising himself is to turn himself into like a bumbling, clumsy idiot. So that's basically what he's saying, what he thinks about people. Like he's being very nonchalant and low key and saying it kind of tongue in cheek, but he could choose to be any man, right? And he chooses to be Clark Kent, and he chooses to be Clark Kent because he feels like that's the best disguise, meaning that that's the most human. So his idea of what he thinks of humans is Clark Kent. So when you see him being bumbly, fumbly, that's what he thinks of humans. He thinks that we're weak, stupid, that we're like not coordinated. How he acts as Clark Kent, that's what he thinks a human is.
I agree.
Wow,
so it's kind of offensive. I think it's kind of offensive, but you know,
I agree.
It's kind of like
I thought he was trying to hide as a nerd, and because nerds get no red.
No, it's kind of like the beef. It's kind of like the beef that Batman has with Superman. He's like, dude, this dude's really on some bullshit. Like, he expects people to come here, worship him. He's turned back time. He don't care about. People act like Superman's just a hero, and he ain't. Like, he done did a lot of questionable fucking shit. Yeah. Like, let's be honest.
He's still a person with choices.
I understand that, but when people talk about Superman, they talk about him like he's just a goody two shoe good guy, and that's not the case. Like, Superman isn't. He's just as many times done some fucking horrible shit as he's done some selfish shit or whatever you want to call it. because
Selfish,
he's not
yes.
technically human, but he's been raised with human values.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, he'll let his feelings and emotions change him from doing what's right into just like protecting someone at all costs. Meaning,
Dude, go watch Brightburn. Then you'll appreciate Superman much better.
hey, all I'm saying is
It's what
that
Superman could have been.
Brightburn is basically what Superman would actually
Could have
be
been.
like if he came to Earth.
No, Brightburn is literally the Superman story retold, but with a fucking like I'm evil twist.
I'm just saying that basically, I think it's
Hey,
more
Jay, you
realistic.
saw what he did to the teacher, man?
Yeah.
I think it's more realistic. I think Brightburn's a more realistic version of what we would get if Superman came to Earth. I think
No,
Superman's like Superman in DC is a fairy tale. If a being like Superman came to Earth, we would be like ants to that dude. Like,
Yeah, but
especially once we treated him weirdly or we did anything that he pissed him off, he's like a god compared to us. He would just be like, "No, you're gonna do what the fuck I tell you."
Question. All right. So go to page 4.
This is page 4 of crossover.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it's not the whole page though.
What
You
you
gotta go down. All right, keep going. All right. Do you see that gray stuff on the page? The gray goop.
Yeah.
Now go to page 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's like they're putting it in the page. And that obviously isn't blood, because if it was, it'd be red, because there's tons of color and there's no cuts or anything. So I mean, like,
No,
Yeah,
that's
I don't even know.
I don't know if there's a certain power that does that you can, alter the book or whatever, or alter stuff.
I don't know. I think
don't
that this Flash right here is the Flash when you see in Spawn when
But you
he's
see-
like when he crosses over.
Would that be Savage Dragon or the one on top of the one where you see Flash, supposedly looking like? Wait, I think they look like the Atom, no? Or you think it looks like Flash?
The one that has his foot on what's his name's neck is Magneto on Flash's neck. So let's go back and look again. Go back. So yeah, this is Magneto, bro.
No, on the top, you see that little green thing?
I think that's what's her name? Crush. Isn't that Lobo's daughter right there to the right with the green hair?
kind of looks like her, but I'm not sure.
I'm just saying it looks like Crush to me.
No, I'm with you.
Soda.
I mean, and then like
That also kind of looks like the Blue Marvel there, the big guy in the middle.
or Shazam, like I'm saying, it's one of them two. So or Captain Captain Marvel. Think about it. Back in the day, Captain Marvel, the whole Captain Marvel Shazam beef between Marvel and DC. So he was already a controversial character even back
Keep
then.
going down.
Yeah.
A little bit more down. You see that toy right there? That's Wolverine.
Yeah.
So
That toy right there on the top of his hand. They're giving you little specs, bro.
I mean, like I'm saying, oh, I just noticed something too, bro. Wow. All right. If
Is
you
that a
look right
Transformer?
here, no. Now I just literally just noticed something else. If on page, let's see, 4, right? So if you go, literally, it's Shazam's beam. It looks like that creates the rift. If you look right here on, almost the last panel of page 4, when he's saying, "You, me, all of us, you do that, you do all of that, you'll live and love and grow, and then, well, let's face it, relatively soon you'll die." And then, if you look at Shazam's beam, look at where it's crossing that dude's face. Like this red guy, if you look right, this guy that's in the forefront with the red and silver. All right, so where the beam crosses his face, Right down here is where the first appearance of that gray goop is. Look on the page.
Yeah, where the beam is going through the face.
Yeah, so like it's like where the beam hits his face.
Well, it looks like he was reading the same page all along because it looks like the same picture, but that panel right there activated the goop.
Yeah, but don't forget, does that look like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle minivan too?
No, I was actually just researching that.
Scooby Doo.
I was gonna say it looks more like the Scooby Doo, to be honest.
I'm gonna say the 18.
Hey, all I'm saying is,
I pity the fool.
Thank you.
ooh.
Nah, it's definitely.
I was trying to get AM to be Mr. T for Halloween. He didn't want to go with it, guys. I'm sorry, I failed you guys on Halloween.
You could have given him a mohawk while he was sleeping.
What do I look? Heck no! I closed my door and locked it.
I had already bought the chain and everything. I was
The thing that I'm the most interested in, man, right, about all this is what panel is he touching right here that created the rift?
I don't know, maybe it was just coincidence.
Okay, and then when you see all of the heroes, you see the dots on them, or the
Yes.
villains, whatever they're at.
Yes.
You start
100%.
seeing all the dots throughout them, so you're not gonna get a physical.
Well,
That's what I keep saying.
The first
You
time
guys,
you see the
oh,
half
dude,
moon-
did you see the two sticks going through that girl's head, dude? And she's just like, dude.
Well, think about it. Like I'm saying, if you had the power cosmic emitting out of the book, it would. You're talking about like all the Infinity Stones and that shit. The power of them just blasting out. So like I'm saying, I think that when Spawn, I think the key is that when Spawn called out to all of comic bookdom and was like, "Give me your power," that is what created this crossover event. Because think about it, that's what connected him to all comic book characters and kind of pulled them into the Image world. Like when he had the staff, that interdimensional staff, he fucking. What we all know that Spawn has power that we don't even know about. So like, and like I'm saying, if you look at the way comic books are set up, right, and kind of the mythology, the way that they explained it in Spawn 10, when they basically talk about Superman like he's a god, when they reference him like Jesus. Hold on, when they reference him like Jesus, and they're like, well, Superman is like the one who came first, and then Spawn would be considered God in Image Comics because he is the first Image character. He is the god of the Image world. Like, think about it. That's why he's the character that even Superman was like, "Here, my power, take it." Now, and that's why that's when basically Superman went from being the most powerful character to Spawn, because Superman willed Spawn his power. Basically Spawn has every comic book. They could just use Spawn now in crossover, and he could be any character because technically they all willed him their power in Spawn.
Yeah, but man, remember, guys, Meta, we couldn't talk about this shit because we had read issue 1 a long time ago, and we couldn't really give all the. I forgot. Hey, pop me up, my AM. I think you guys forgot this part.
Maybe we did. It's been overwhelming, man, dealing with all these.
This is the part that I was gonna ask you guys, but I really wasn't in the chat at that time. I remember I was going. My wife was gonna go through labor and all that, and baby was being born. But this is what we were specking on. You see that part right there? Remember?
Yeah.
See, Marvel and DC died when Colorado died. Man, catch up. They're already even thrown out there in the book. Remember, we couldn't say it all out and shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're already being referenced and shit in the book.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying when they're like Marvel and DC died, they're saying, well, the only thing that exists of them is these
They're
characters.
heroes
They're heroes
and villains per se.
and they're villains per se. Yeah, like in our world. In the comic books that talk about them. So like you got to think about it. You have the regular religion. The reason why comic books will have became a religion at this time is because each of the person's comics would be like their Bibles. Like
Exactly. That's why this fool was getting involved. Remember?
so like it's kind of like this. Like who's to say that you can't cross over your favorite character by just now in this world by opening their book or doing something and triggering like an event. I think that's why that first superhero or whatever put up that barrier because they want to confine. They don't want superheroes to keep just crossing over and coming out into the world. It'd be dangerous. So we need to find out who is the superhero that, for example, created the barrier and why. Like,
So when are we gonna have a meeting with Donny Cates?
I'm just saying, what character would have the power to create a force field like that?
That's a question because I mean it's I had missed this that one from the Fantastic Four, the chick. I always forget her name.
Invisible Girl.
Yeah, the Invincible Girl.
Yeah, but it looks like it's a guy that's doing it. Like when you look in the,
That's why I kind of fell back on what I was saying. I thought it was her, and then it's like,
and I'm pretty sure they referenced it like it was a guy. So I'm not sure. We'll dig into that more, but I don't know, man. It's but that's what's good about this comic too. The fact that it reveals so much but still keeps so much hidden is like super dope.
And then here it is again, guys. This is what I'm talking about. The little nuggets, guys. The little nuggets in the book. I don't want to spoil the book. I'm not going to read parts from the panel and stuff, but then just take a closer look at that picture, guys.
We all know who that is.
And then who's next to him?
The Hulk.
Johnny Depp.
Oh.
Well, I mean, right there, you already got the Hulk and Superman on the same book.
I'm telling you, little nuggets that were getting dropped.
And I think, like I'm saying, what's good about this book and kind of why maybe Marvel and DC got on board is the industry. Let's be honest.
Gee, that's the same book that the little girl is holding before they burned down the thing. So I think she's holding the last comic book. After that, and the next one, see right there, if you see. I keep showing the wrong. Bam. Right there, she'll hold on to the comic.
Really
and then
foiled?
from
Really?
there it goes boom. So I think she'll probably have one of the last
Well, here,
copies.
On there,
Of course,
well,
and everybody else who has their collections at home and shit.
Remember the key when I kept saying Hope. If you look right on that next page where you're talking about, they mention Hope when they talk about it's a story about Hope.
And right there, the book that she's holding, it's the same book with that Superman-like figure. And this is way before. These are like pages way down. See, we even get that one. So you can see, and then right here, she's still holding the book. You can see this is leading somewhere. And it's all with the Superman-looking guy.
Well, like I said, in Spawn 10, they clearly mention Hope. Now go to
Oh, shoot. Yeah. So I think this is what Ellie was drawing. Right?
Yeah.
And she's staring at it, right?
No, that's what the little girl drew because she's like,
yeah, the little girl drew.
She's like, hey, what? Who brought you out? She's like, I don't know his name, but I can draw a picture of him.
Wait, go back to the picture. Go back to the picture.
That's what I want to know. Everybody keeps saying the S is backwards. It's not backwards.
Go back to the drawing. What are the... That's weird. I don't know. The circles, I guess, are just weird. I don't know why you would put surfers.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
Because,
signs, bro.
dude, I'm gonna tell you why they put the dots. Because it's just like when you have a story, right? Like a to be continued is ... That's to like you're leaving it to the person to fill in the imagination. That's like fill in the blank. That's what the dots mean. That's why it's interesting that her name is.
Dang.
That's why it's interesting that her name's even that is because basically her name means that she just fills in the blanks. So I don't know how that applies yet, but it's also interesting that like in Spawn 10 that his daughter's name is Diane, which is a printing process, which is so is L's name is also part of printing and grammar.
I just saw Honda Jabroni said 2024 Meta for president.
Hey,
Meta would get rid of the dollar bill and change it all to crypto.
facts. Voting to be all on the blockchain. Wouldn't have all these shenanigans. But I don't know, man. I think that Spawn 10 is going to become a hot book. I think that we haven't seen the end of what Spawn. I think Spawn's going to get a whole new relevance through crossover, and I can't wait to see how the comic book Crackman Donny Cates ties all this together and brings it home.
And what does number 2 come out?
December.
RIP.
Yeah, and we'll know by Friday.
December 9th.
We'll have news on 2 by Friday. So if those that have been reaching out to me interested on if we're doing number 2, so we should have information for you by like Friday at the latest. Damn Skippy. Damn Cam's back.
So many clues in this. So many clues in this little book right here, guys.
And like I'm saying, I like. What about just the fact that Spawn number 10 is called Crossing Over? Let's just. I don't think that we can understate how important just that little bit of Easter egg is.
Wait.
I don't think that can be understated.
Check this out. Look at this. Guess how lucky this girl would be, really, bro. Like, so when you look at this one, you're gonna notice that it's Hulk because who has the HUL and the card K like that, right?
Yep.
And then you all know the cover where there's a guy throwing a car.
Yeah, this Action Comics number 1.
Are you seriously? She couldn't have found an Action Comics number 1. That shit is probably a reprint.
Look.
But little clues here and there, guys.
And then let's circle back to what you just said.
Wait. What's the? Is that
who was one of the
Shazam?
arms? Who was one of the arms? Hulk that was hanging out of the jail. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Hey, who's that one on the by her armpit? Is that Shazam?
That's Shazam, bro. I'm telling you, little nitbits. Only us comic book readers that really read comics will catch this stuff.
I
I
mean,
just didn't want to spoil a lot, but guys are gonna be kind of like, "Hey, is it gonna happen?" This is what's keeping the faith going for me. This stuff right here.
Do you guys remember when the Fantastic Four, like when they had a kid?
But here's what I'm saying. Are people really going to be that pissed, right? If they put the characters in there enough, like now we already clearly know that Superman, that like in that one panel, it's Flash. We know who those characters are. So they're already using the character well enough that we're having these discussions about them. Like, how much are people really going to be disappointed if they don't literally come out and name them and say that they're Aquaman? And I think that they will. And if they don't, they'll call him the god of the ocean or some shit.
That was a little random. Got Aquaman on the brain.
No, I'm just saying that if they've already mentioned Aquaman, Flash, and all that in Thor 2, and like I'm saying, right before the Black Winter, quote unquote, comes, And Black Winter's whole thing is to devour different multiverses. That's why there's the Fortnite crossover, because they're trying to save all those Fortnite worlds from Galactus eating them.
It's the FCU.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Marvel was already crossing over with Fortnite. So if they're going to cross over with a video game, you think that they won't cross over with fucking Image?
Hey, Foiled.
Yeah.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure.
What are you thinking?
Don't worry about it.
Well, don't say stuff like that out loud, then.
He was thinking late night sleep with Foiled.
Yeah, big spoon, little spoon.
No, I'll leave that to Meta and Cat 60.
Nah.
This is home of the capping.
All right.
No, guys, it was fun. Going over a lot of these clues, guys. This is a lot of clues in this book.
A lot of juice.
Hopefully, we're getting the real deal.
Hey, I'm just saying a lot of people are out there getting it wrong because they ain't doing their homework. They ain't going and looking at these other books and seeing that they're just looking at crossover. They're not, they're not actually going and looking at these other books and seeing this whole water.
This is one of the weakest Supermans, though, I've seen in a long time. I'm not.
It's a little girl drawing it, man.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say. My little kindergarten daughter brought this up. I'm gonna have a serious talk. Come on, Ness. I'm gonna have to bring it a little better than this.
I mean, come on, dude. It was a little girl that drew it, and we clearly. And that's why she's like, "Oh my god, is that who we think it is?" Like, just like, I don't think the reason why I think Donny Cates is going to actually bring Superman. It's going to be close enough, just like how it was in Spawn 10, is that he knows what expectation he set by leaving that fucking cliffhanger on that last panel. He knows what he did. Now, is he going to base his whole writing career and piss off everyone by not delivering on what he say? I don't know.
Absolutely.
He'd be committing. If he doesn't deliver on crossover, he will be committing career suicide. This would have been the worst project ever for him to try to pick and do at the top of his career. Because everybody he's literally riding high right now on Venom, Thor. He's doing the best he's ever done. Why would he even do this?
I like God Country a little bit more than these other stories, though, man. When I read God Country, I really enjoyed that book.
Yeah, same here.
Over some of the stuff that he wrote later on.
It's great.
Yeah,
My Country, but I think it's the one that's the most relevant to the story. That's why you see the sword and Thor. So,
but you know what really gets to me? Like, okay, this is what I'm really asking. Okay, guys, the story started in Denver, right?
mm-hmm.
And the story is still there, right?
No, it's in Utah now.
Oh, it's in Utah where the last comic shop?
That's where she's at. Cool. That's where she's at, yeah.
That's why I got it mistaken.
Polost or something, Utah, but it's like Utah's literally almost like the next step. They all happen in not like that far proximity. Like God, all of those geographically happen like within 200 miles or something, 300 miles of each other. So like driving distance between all of those comics, Redneck, fucking God Country, now crossover, they all geographically take place like between Utah, Colorado. There's like a triangle. So like I don't think that's an accident either that they all take place in a similar geographic location.
Okay, and now I'm going out on a limb. So
limb time.
If you think she kept the comic book, right? And she's opening up another comic book. You think this is why C is blowing up?
No,
No.
C is blowing up because the secret variant.
But that's what I'm saying. You think this happens in the future event? I don't. Excuse me. I don't think he drops secret because those secret variants usually, like that secret tongue variant, is with the Dylan cameo.
It has some type of meaning to it.
Usually he doesn't drop that kind of stuff if there's not really like a little nitmit to it.
Yeah, but that cover has to have like.
Well, like I'm saying, if we know that it's a secret variant and it was approved by him, then this is key.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This part right here, because all we seen, that's what I was gonna tell you. We seen the explosion, right? But we never saw it flame up like
Well,
this.
here's the thing. We know that there's two people now that have created these events. One would have been the person that's on the cover of crossover, the boy or whoever is the one that initiated the event.
And then this is the opposite one.
So what if all three of them open the book? Because he's key too.
Mm-hmm.
This guy comes later on, right?
That's the
Ryan comes later on.
Yeah, Ryan. Whatever.
It's
I don't know,
real.
man. I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat. It's a real nail biter, folks. And like I'm saying, look at that imagery. Who cares what hands are hanging out? That's the same way that they showed them before, with their hands like.
And only the hands. You don't see the body.
I actually agree with Digital Senpai.
What do you say?
He said, "I'd love to see all of this be adapted into a TV series, movie, etc. in the future."
Why did they got to fight when they could just creatively work together and then like they could save the? This is what I was alluding to earlier when someone brought up something. I think that the reason why Marvel would be okay with doing this is because this could save comics. Like this could drive back people getting interested and not like right now people are very isolated into their camps of like they mostly read one thing like Marvel, DC, or indie. This I think could be a engine for like restoring people's interest in like characters they didn't care about. Like I even brought it up earlier when I was like, if when Superman appears like again in Image, I'm gonna go back and start buying the keys that are related to Superman in Image, and whatever characters that he ties to when he appears. And I don't even like him. I've sold most of all my Superman, but just because he's coming back like that, it makes him relevant again, in my opinion. So. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what he does. Donny Cates out. Some people got their information like bad information. They're out here saying that supposedly crossover is going to end at issue 5. That's not true. Donny Cates came out himself. This is a quote you can go find. In fact, let me find that real quick while we're still on. Where Donny Cates states that it's at least going to be a 6-issue run because of the monumental quote unquote thing is supposed to happen in issue 6. Okay.
You know what's pretty cool? They're at one of the most famous comic shops in America. Mile High Comics.
I didn't want to reference it, but that's what I was saying. Like that's what I was thinking. Like
I thought that was pretty cool.
Is it going because of Mile High? Mile High's been forever one of the
because it's like 5 miles out of Denver. So I figured with all the tall towers in page 6, I figured that's where they were.
Let me find this. All right, yeah, right here. Bleeding Cool. He says to
screen share or blow you up or
yeah. Hold on a second. I'm looking for the quote because I don't want to hear. All right, yeah. Let's just go over. I'm just going to read the whole article because I think it's relevant. All right, so we're going to start You can share my screen if you want. Oh, dude, what if Ellie
Just
is
waiting for it to pop up.
Dark Phoenix or something though? Let's.
Hey, you know that we only missed 2 books out of the whole talk. We didn't get to Buzzkill or the Ghost Fleet.
Nope. All right, so here's the art. This was an article from July 23rd, and when I was getting everyone on trying to get them on a crossover train, because this was like right after when I seen the interview from Donny Cates talking about crossover, and then they were like, it's crossover time before Image Comics changed the description of the Comic-Con home panel. Currently playing it out, it read as best-selling creative powerhouse Donny Cates, Geoff Shaw, and Dean Cuniff and John J. Hill come together to announce that they will be what will be the biggest series launch of the year, crossover. Join us and get the exciting scoop on this new project. Then they switched to just to go get the exclusive scoop on an exciting brand new project by a powerhouse team, blah, blah, blah. All right, so then they got the image for here, but here's the interesting part. When it's like, and it was so big, and it was at this time for the big reveal. Crossover is an ongoing comic book about a comic book event so big, so colossal, so huge that it breaks reality and makes its way into our own world. At which point, you see what would happen in a full-scale superhero war if a full-scale superhero war hit the world outside your window. It says, Donny Cates tells us, I will tell you what crossover is to me. And he's like, this is, J1 touched on this earlier. He's like, crossover is the scariest damn book I've ever attempted to produce in my life. And that's why it's so also the most exciting thing I've ever done. And he's like, my teammates here will help me try to elaborate and explain this thing to you. Again, it is insane, quote unquote. And he's like, I define it as imagine Avengers Endgame, but as Cloverfield. So like how Cloverfield has like that paradox shit with like the Cloverfield paradox and all that shit. So like going between dimensions and alternate realities. So he's talking about like how in Avengers Endgame, well, there's like this multiverse now because of when they went back with the stones and shit. Well, he's like on January 11th of 2017, he's like, me and Geoff Shaw released a book called God Country, and he was like, and I was sitting around in my apartment, and he's like, just talking about, and he's like, we had just done like a bunch of signings and stuff. And he's like, this is before he was at Marvel or anything. And he's like, we were talking about the nature of event books and how really the last story, the story that's never been told, is the story of the guy on the sidewalk selling hot dogs and how utterly terrifying it is for that person. Like when this shit happens, if it was to happen in real life. And then he's like, he's like, we did do some artwork and we created some familiar archetypes, and then he went down. He's like, go through all this. This is when they're literally going through the panel, showing you the different people, them creating the bubble, and he's like, they also point to issue 6 right here, having the most epic storytelling in comic book history. So they're saying, Donny Cates is saying that issue 6 of crossover is supposed to be the most epic epic storytelling in comic book history. So they said the main character is a comic book retailer. They hint at other Image comics arriving in the story, and they also end up turning Colorado into a demilitarized zone that's inside of a bubble. And said, he's like, so as well as the creative team, Donny Cates states that, quote unquote, our story editor on the book is a young upstart young man named Mark Wade. Because a book of this magnitude, I had to call in for some backup. I needed someone I could call and be like, hey, I'm losing my mind. You are, Donny, you are. And he's like, quote unquote, I am. Is this insane? And Mark being in the encyclopedia of all comic knowledge that he is, he has been a godsend for helping out in that way. So meaning he got Mark Waid to basically help him create more Easter eggs and shit, like being an encyclopedia of knowledge, of comic knowledge, so that he can write these people in the right way. So
Dang.
whoever told you that it was only going to be 5 issues has bad information. We've clearly see right here that on the interview from Donny Cates, at least 6 issue. Honda Jabroni, we're going to be hoping to do the whole run. So we'll see how it turns out. We'll have more information, like I said, for you guys this week. So just stay tuned for that. But yeah, I just wanted to clear up that make sure that people had proper information out there on the length of the run. So it is going to be at least 6. I think it being his pet project, it's going to be more than that, because look at Redneck and some of his other titles that have went up quite high in the number count. I think that since this is his baby, this is going to be the highest.
I say 10 issues plus.
I think that it's going to be the highest print run. So whatever, it's going to have a longer print run than anything that came before it. Redneck, name. So how far, like, what's the print run on Redneck and shit? I think Redneck is the one that has the most issues.
Yeah, I think Redneck has more.
So at least with Redneck,
I think God Country was 6 or what? 8, 6?
yeah, God Country was 6.
But Venom's at 30, so we got a chance.
I'm just saying that I think it's going to be more than Redneck. He's saying that. Listen to how he talks about this book, and how could you even think about what he's trying to do? He's trying to bring all these characters and kind of tell their story in his story. He can't do that in 6 books. That's not gonna how much can he talk about all the comicdom in 6 books? Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, completely agree.
So just based on the length of a comic book and what we've heard the quote out of his own mouth about saying what he wants to do, we know there's going to be an extensive run, because he has to fit all of these worlds in together and bring them all together somehow. So that ain't going to be done. And you know how many issues is going to take for him just to do the build up from to bring them all to where you actually all see a Marvel, DC, and Image character in a shot, and they're relevant. And they're real enough, and they're close enough that you identify who they are clearly. So let's see who the first team up is going to be between the 3.
Well, and then he also went on record in saying that, the story is going to be about his original characters and everything, and that he's planning on bringing all these other characters in. But the story is going to be about them. It's going to be about his original characters. So it's not going to be so much all these DC and Marvel characters are going to be main actors, but he's bringing them in. He said it outright.
Yeah, he clearly says that he is bringing in names that you won't believe for guest appearances, meaning they ain't going to be permanently owned by Image now. Image isn't just going to be able to write. I think that the only reason why Marvel, for example, was even okay with doing this shit is because, like I'm saying, if you look at it, the industry's kind of dying right now. This helps Marvel. Because they can do deniability type shit that they really can't do on Disney, and what they can't do with their characters. Well, they can kind of let Donny play with them outside in Image and kind of be like, well, that's not really our character. You understand? So that gives them the best of both worlds. They get to let their character be kind of free to get more fans in subject matter that normally they wouldn't be able to do, because of, we all know, with Marvel, the Disney effect now, they just can't come out with certain subject matter. They'll never have Marvel Max anymore, or something similar to Black Label on Marvel. That's not going to happen because of Disney. So I think that this is Disney and Marvel's way of being able to reach out to that more hardcore comic book audience. Think about what the what's driving the modern industry is indies, and that's because an indie can just tell whatever fucking story they want, however they want. And that's why Donny went to Image to write with. He didn't go to Marvel. He could have, think about it. He could have went to Marvel, who has the deepest pockets, right? And he's wrote 2 super successful things for them that have made them buku millions of dollars. You're telling me he couldn't have went to Marvel and been like, hey, let me write this crossover shit on Marvel. He would have naturally already had all of the Marvel characters. Now, how much easier would it have been to be with Marvel and then be like, let's buy the couple of famous Image characters we might need and buy the couple of work out a deal with DC, which we already know that DC and Marvel worked together and did crossovers together. So,
well, I think that's where the work comes in, that the best credibility of the work would be to go through Image. And if it does happen,
because
and
if it
goes
blows
away,
up,
it's
like
gonna
I'm saying,
forever gonna say he's gonna forever be the link.
well,
to
think
the
about
big
it like
companies.
this. If it doesn't go well, Marvel and DC can say, well, Image fucked up by even trying this shit. So like I'm saying, they get the best of both worlds. If it does well and their characters are in these books, well, now, like I'm saying, you're going to have a whole bunch of people who don't fuck with Marvel and DC. Like, I don't really buy Marvel and DC anymore. Like, not any moderns. I buy them basically to do giveaways and stuff, but I like Marvel and DC. To me,
You're missing out on Black Label. That's pretty
Black
good.
Label is decent, but what I'm saying as compared to indies are killing Archangel. Let's take like AWA Upshot. They're killing Marvel and DC right now. What they're putting out compared to in a like X amount of time. It's no comparison in quality, in my opinion. Like it just ain't on the same level. They've got 2 lacks. So I think that your hardcore readers have fell away. We still collect classic Marvel and DC, but Marvel and DC get more relevant the farther you go back in time. The more you come into modern time, I believe if you really are a fan of the work, like the writing, the art, indies have set the new bar. And because they have to be that much better being an indie to even get attention. They got to be like, that's what makes that's their competitive edge, is that they break the mold, they do the risky shit. So I think that Marvel and DC were like, look, we can get a little bit of love back for our characters. Just us talking, right? This whole conversation we've had, right, is the reason why it's smart for Marvel and DC to do this crossover. Because how long have we been talking about Superman? How long have we been talking about DC books? How long have we been talking about each of their characters? Think about that. We've had a whole 2-hour discussion about basically Marvel and DC characters that don't, not Image characters.
No, it's been a little longer than 2 hours.
Well, 2 hours, 7 minutes. But that's my point. So, enough said. Foiled in the witness protection program again, guys. So,
No, I'm not.
And we're doing a giveaway, Foiled Again Comics.
yeah, I'll be doing a giveaway of the version for the crossover tomorrow for our top spenders. So,
Oh, you're not giving away Foiled? I thought you were raffling.
I'll give away Foil
7 shuffles and then let it spin.
Then spin, and then Foil. You just got to feed them ramen noodles and rice. So
I'm down with that. Make sure I got a bed and AC. Won't be squared.
No, yeah, there was a lot of little Easter eggs that maybe we could get this thing going in the right direction. You're not gonna get the whole shebang in issue number 1. I don't think you're gonna get it.
Hey,
like
and
that.
give us some thumbs up in the chat, man, if you guys want to see us do another variant for crossover. So,
And with that being said, guys, we love you guys. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you on the next one.
oh my God, shut up. What
Peace.
the hell is wrong with Foil?
Peace.
Dude,
Peace. Peace.
So with that being said, Foil,
Peace.
any other foolishness you want to drop?
Peace.
On and on and on. Yeah.
Renegade Comics, the shiniest.
Oh God.
I know it's pretty good, right? It's a remix.
No.
Lord. So, KM, anything you want to drop on us before we head
Nah,
on out?
guys, it's just that everything has been good, man. That's why the whole reason that we jumped on crossover number one was because of all the hype, and it's not letting us down. Uh, love working with y'all, man. Thank everybody. Thank you, J1. Thanks, Meta. Thanks, Cat 60. All the group members. Thank you, Poser, Shelby. Thank you, Gorilla. All the guys that supported us from the get go.
Facts.
Thanks, guys. Everything turned out beautiful with this cover. It wouldn't be done without y'all. You know what I'm saying? But the family's gonna continue to grow, and we're gonna continue to bring heavy bangers. And this was banger number one right
Yeah.
here.
Hey, we don't want to ruin too many of the surprises. We want to leave a little bit of mystery so we can surprise you guys. But we got a lot of stuff going on.
I'm just kidding. Thank you, Foil. I appreciate you a lot, bro. You fucking been helping us out a lot, big dog. Thank you.
We got Digital Senpai saying stream was very informational and lots of fun. Thank you guys all.
You're welcome.
Peace.
We got J1. What you want to drop on us?
Hey.
Peace.
Hey. So, always lots of fun, guys. I love this stuff. I mean, it's so much fun finding all these little Easter eggs all throughout and talking about them and sharing them with everybody. I mean, we have a lot of good times and conversation. And it's not just, BS conversation, man. It's intellectual and sometimes it's deep. And we really trying to bring bring fun times and comic knowledge and everything else to you all. So I love coming out here and doing this. I wish I could do it every time, but sometimes real life and family kind of gets in the way. But we're getting there. Don't forget Tuesday on this channel. Hopefully Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Live CGC unboxing 25 comics. Make sure you're here. 2 p.m. Western.
Okay, about that, good thing you said it. Almost forgot to say that there will be a free giveaway of a trade dress crossover for whoever shows up to the show and gets more of the numbers right. J1 has not disclosed any of all of his grades. He has disclosed his grades to us, so we will not be participating, but the chat will. And whoever does not know any of the grades can participate. And you guys will be getting a crossover number one Meta Mafia AMKM exclusive.
And I'm trying to make my backdrop a little bit more comic friendly. What do you guys think? Okay? Not bad?
Oh, shit's sick. Nice.
I'm getting mine framed.
I'm still waiting for my poster.
All
right.
All right, guys. So you guys know what it is. We'll be giving away a version for the crossover exclusive tomorrow for the top spender. So come out, show your support for the Mafia. We'll have some fire books for you guys. I'll be coming out with a new system for rewards for you guys for the show. So I'm working with someone to develop that right now. I'll drop that tomorrow. So, and hopefully I'm gonna do an updated thing for the sudden death, so you guys will stop trying to murder me. And beyond that, it's been real, man. It was an awesome show. I'm glad that we got to finally blow the lid off a lot of information we've been having to keep close to our chest, so we don't want to ruin it for you guys reading. So
we got
wait to see what the future brings.
We got 5 weeks in between this show and the next crossover book.
Yep.
Peace.
So in between then, we will still be here on Sundays talking about different things.
Yeah,
Please.
we're probably going to be unpacking more of the, you know,
Spec.
the spec of what we believe that it means, like in the other issues, like Cosmic Ghost Rider, shit like that. Because we still haven't touched on Cosmic Ghost Rider and shit.
Oh yeah, we Cosmic Ghost Rider, Thor, Venom.
We still got Venom, a little bit of Venom.
The 2 books that we did miss.
Y'all
yeah,
sleeping on that Infinity Gauntlet part. I mean, not Infinity Gauntlet, but that the
New God?
Majineer, the one where the Infinity Stones were on it,
Yeah.
and Thanos. He was bringing death, and we're all talking about death and all that.
I just told you that death is the
this might break
key.
that might be the breaker of the multiverse in Marvel. It has to. I have a feeling that vision of Thor and Null coming and Thor's vision has something to do with what's going on with the mix. And who's writing that? Or Big Donny.
That's what I'm saying. We know that stone that's in that other gauntlet that's in that offhand is not part. Is like we already know that there's a soul stone, but maybe that's the death stone. That's why it can't even be in close proximity to the other stones. That's why it's literally in this whole other hand. Like you see, all the other stones are in Mjolnir, but why isn't that stone in Mjolnir too?
Because he's organized.
But I think that's actually part of the stones that are mentioned in a tomahawk. That stone that it talks about that craves death. I think that's the death stone.
And who has been reading Thor, right? You know that everybody can get their hands on the hat, right? Like even Loki noticed it in the last issue that Thor's losing the grip on Mjolnir because he's gonna go through where he goes on his deep sleep, right? Who's to say that Thanos doesn't get that's the way that Thanos gets the hammer because everybody's actually able to jump on it.
Yeah, and then he uses it like that, like to because it actually would be more powerful than the gauntlet. Think about it. The gauntlet isn't like a god created weapon. It like Mjolnir with the power of the stones plus the Death Stone, dude. You're talking about that much more powerful. I said this a long time ago in the MCU, though, that fucking Thanos wasn't dead, that he committed suicide in Endgame. Like, so he's going to meet death, and I think that he's bringing her back. Like, that's why he commits suicide. He wanted to cross over, get the Death Stone. I think that's what he's seen when he laid down in that water, when he threw Gamora and shit. Was that there was actually another stone
with Red Skull right at the end over that?
Yeah,
damn.
I think that's when he realized that there's actually another stone that's more powerful than all of. I think that Death Stone is more powerful than all of the other ones combined.
Oh, and then when he goes, he can save Gamora.
No, Gamora came back, but she's the Gamora that came back is pre Guardians of the Galaxy, so she doesn't really know your boy like that, so she ran off.
Look,
I thought your boy Collector didn't fell asleep.
Oh, Collector, what's up?
With the toy, look, that's the dude from the Tomahawk.
You're yep.
Collectors, you're muted.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Taz.
All right, yep, we can totally hear you. You're not muted at all.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to connect Homeboy that's in this book with Cosmic Ghost Rider. I really think this is Cosmic Ghost Rider in here.
I'm thinking that Tinian and Snyder gave it like a little homage too, but it's a totally new character. It's the Chronicler.
Look at that.
I mean, look, that's what I'm saying. It's the same,
but it's the same concept. You see how skinny he is, though.
Holding the thing, he just doesn't have that Punisher sign.
Anything you want to drop on the community?
No, just stay tuned. Stay tuned and check out my brothers here. We're going to be here every Sunday, dropping the spec talk and looking into these books and, doing what we love and bringing that content to you guys.
My parents.
Don't be shy, Collector. Just say you're joining the squad. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
I have a brother.
Stay tuned.
Foil, nobody would.
All right, man.
I'm getting out of here.
All right, we got Evan.
Want to thank y'all for having me. I think that this is still the second best book I've ever read in my life. I'm really happy to read it.
Donny hater.
I know, but it's changing, man. It's
Donny
changing.
I told you, everybody
hates.
becomes a lover of the Kates. It's inevitable. It's like a
What's
force
your
of
number
nature.
one, Evan? What's your number one?
Come on, it's static number one.
You're so silly.
It's a good pick.
It is a good book, but you're silly.
Hey. All right, Am. You said, I'm
So-
getting out of here. You don't got to go home. You got to get out of here.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. With that being said, that'll be it for this week. Join us next week.
Peace.
Are we making that switch or not quite?
We'll drop that maybe on Wednesday.
Okay.
We still got information that's going to be coming out. That's why I've been super busy between my birthday. I'm sorry, guys. So.
And then did
my fault.
you have that outro or not?
No, man. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as we get off of here.
Peace.
With that being said,
Dude, we got so wrapped up in the fucking
conversation. Yeah, man.
I didn't even. It would take me too long to download it and upload it and shit.
It's all good, man.
I'm gonna send it to you.
With that being said, I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.